Change car, let's have that one. Oh shit. Alright. Whoa, my car, shit. Oh, crap. Well, that was a good crash. Oops. Crappy now. Wow, shit, my car! Shit! Wow, that's a mad price. That's not going to give me enough money. Honey, oh, that's alright. $60, yeah, that'll give me enough. It is on a console, it's not on the PC. On a console, it don't port very well over to a console, that's why I stopped playing it. What you trying to do? John, you fucked when you get to the curtains. You watch, you'll put everything there and she'll go, I don't like it there. Yeah. Wow, how fast is that car in front of me, man? Oh shit, I'm off the track. Oh crap. I had an itch. Whoa! Yes, come on. That's what you want to do at the start, is just buy the cheap stuff. Right, that's that course done. Let's go and upgrade the car. If I don't do this track tonight, I'm gonna cry. Oh, ran out of bloody money. How much do I need? 20. Should we say about 80? Oh, huh. Oh, John, you know that Horizon game? They're doing a TV series of that. And God of War. Wow, this cartoon's nice. Did you say we're getting that Monster Hunter? With yeah, that's good. That's all right. That is. Would you get? Yeah. You'll laugh at that because you get this. There's one bit and you got this big iguana chasing you, man. I'll play it with you when it's when we get it. It is. It's good. It is a good go.
Hello. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, there you are.
He's there somewhere. He's playing Sims.
Ah, okay. Well, interestingly enough, The Sims is actually not one of the easiest games to learn. Yeah, that's simulation games are usually that type of simulation game is usually not good for a person's first go. The first go of gaming. Yeah, I usually have people try to learn to game on something that's first person. Mainly because by learning first in a first-person game, it gives you the most valuable skill you will ever have with a controller. The ability to use two sticks simultaneously.
John struggled with one stick. Jeez, I'm surprised Sally didn't jump in on that one.
Well, actually, I don't have. Let's see. Nobody's flying right now, so let me actually close Elite. Jay, did you end up getting Destiny?
No, not yet. I completely forgot last night, but I will do it tonight. I just forgot about it. That's all.
Okay.
I sort of put my head on the pillow and fell asleep.
I am. Oh, here. By the way, for some reason, I don't have you on my friends list yet.
Wait,
there you go.
Yeah, go on. I'll accept it in a minute.
Figure that's a good idea, considering we're going to meet in October.
Yeah, true. Yeah. What have we let ourselves in for?
As Shakiri can tell you, we're pretty chill people.
What'd she say? Sally, if Job really loved you, he'd give you his PS4.
So I'm actually looking through to see what games you might have that I also have. Going by your trophies, anyways. Oh, how was Vampire?
Yeah, it's alright. I only played a little bit of that. I ain't got back to that yet.
Yeah, I started it and was. I couldn't keep it in mind with the controls. I was like, this is like.
Yeah.
I love Shadow of War. I see you've only started that.
I'm trying to think which one that is now.
Middle Earth: Shadow of War.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's one of my absolute favorite games on the PS4. Like the further you get in it, the better it gets, and it just, yeah, it's amazing all the way through. The only reason it's hard to get to finish the story is because you get distracted with everything else.
Yeah.
But the multiplayer is actually really cool on it because when you capture fortresses, like it generates orcs procedurally, and so they're all your orcs. They were generated for you.
Oh.
But so if you convert enough of them using the One Ring or the New Ring to and whatnot, you can build them up on your fortress. And the multiplayer mode is attacking other people's fortresses. So you're not actually fighting them, but you're able to invade their fortresses.
Oh, right.
And see if you can capture it, and then you can you can actually like, it doesn't affect them in the long run. Like, you don't permanently kill their orcs or anything like that, but you can get copies of their orcs by capturing their orcs, so it'll make a copy in your world.
Oh, right.
So that's pretty nifty. I can't play Crysis on a PlayStation. See of Crysis. You know why?
Why?
Because I played through Crysis the first time just regular PC, which is about equivalent at that time to a PS4 today. But the second time I played through Crysis was on a friend's computer, and he was able to use Can It Run Crysis mode.
Oh, right.
Are you familiar with that?
No.
Most high-end gaming computers aren't powerful enough to run Crysis in its full mode.
Oh, right.
Still today.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And every time a new piece of technology comes out, they add it to Can It Run Crysis mode and push an update, even though that game's old as shit. When they added ray tracing, when ray tracing became a thing, they added it. They added it before any of the graphics cards that had ray tracing came out. So if you Can It Run Crysis mode at that point and it wasn't out yet, you just crash your computer.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know why they did that with Crysis, but they keep it updated to use the absolute maximum amount of technology at all times if you run it in that mode. And it's absolutely beautiful, but once you've played it in that, it's so hard to come back.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Yeah, true.
Like, I mean, we're talking about an old game where you were able to where you were able to spot a flea on a donkey's ass from 100 yards. That's how detailed, like, Ark is pretty cool. Noodles bought a server, but then, like, I ended up being the only, like, everybody went in, like, 1 day, 2 days, and then I was the only one going in.
We just couldn't find it.
Oh, I could have helped you with that.
I'm sorting
Ow.
it out now.
Hella feedback.
Yeah, I know, working on it. Told you I was working on it.
Yeah, I can't wait for the new Ark.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Ark, but it's definitely not my favorite of that type. Now, the new Subnautica is going to be multiplayer.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
The new Subnautica is going to have multiplayer, and I guarantee you I will be running an Order of Umphalos Subnautica server.
Yeah, I love Subnautica.
Like, if I have the money, I'll actually pay for a dedicated server for that.
Dedicated server for what game?
Subnautica 2 when it comes out.
Yeah, that does look good.
Yeah. It's funny how many people think that the Frozen one is Subnautica 2, and I'm like, no,
it's more of an add-on, isn't it?
It's it was originally supposed to come out as an expansion, and there is actually, you can download it in an expansion form and attach it directly to your Subnautica, but they also made it standalone. So I don't know. That's weird. I see a Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Ooh, Predator Hunting Grounds. That was fun.
Yeah, that's supposed to be getting a single player, that is, but I don't know when.
I don't think it's going to. Like, the servers are dead.
Oh, is it now?
Servers are dead on what?
Predator Hunting Grounds. Like, so I logged it in like I logged it in like maybe maybe like 5-6 times in the last month, just because I wanted to do a match. Could never match make into a group. There was nothing ever happening.
Oh, right.
Wow.
Sat there for an hour with it doing random, so it'll just place me as anything in anything, and it wouldn't. Star Wars Squadrons is really fun.
Yeah, that's alright, that is.
Yeah, and it's still active, but man, it's like a 10-minute wait to get into a match.
I'm
But
actually surprised if servers are that bad and you can't get in. I don't know why they just discontinue it and say cancel game.
oh, so with Star Wars Squadrons, the whole reason for that is just you're waiting for players to matchmake.
Yeah.
So oftentimes you're waiting for people to come out of the match they're currently in to matchmake with you. But there's not enough to keep enough matches running to make it easy. I mean, you have to realize with games like that, the matchmaking starts to be poop if the game loses just 30% of its people.
Yeah.
So it still has about 70% of its player base if it's only taking 10 minutes. If you get any lower than that, and it'll start to take half an hour longer. I love XCOM 2, and I played the crap out of it on PS4. Got a shit ton of trophies, most of them. But I much prefer it on PC. When I play XCOM 2, by the way, let me see. Do you have? Oh, you don't have the DLCs for XCOM 2, huh?
Nah.
Oh, so for PlayStation, it's probably why you didn't make it very far through it. Is because it's blah without the expansions on PlayStation. The true beauty of XCOM comes in on PC when you can install Long War 2 and all the extra customizations, and like my XCOM 2, I added something like 70 new enemy types.
Dangerous is a lot easier than that, babes.
Elite Dangerous is easier than Sims sometimes. Oh, you have Avengers. I actually uninstalled Avengers. You actually have a lot of the same games I do, Jay.
I played a lot of games.
So going from the top of your list, let's see. I'm only going to name ones that I have. Okay. That you also have. See, Destiny 2, Middle-earth: Shadow of War. I'm not going to count Vampire and Werewolf Earthblood. With Earthblood sucked, but I'm not going to count those because they're free on PlayStation Now. Same with Crysis. Hey, Shuck. See, I have Ark. I have World of Warships Legends, which is going to be completely down soon, if not already down. Because that's based in Russia. I'm pretty sure that's... Elite Dangerous, Spider-Man, Fallout 76, Predator Hunting Grounds, Star Wars Squadrons, XCOM 2, Marvel's Avengers, Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning. So Jay?
Yeah?
That one you have, Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning?
Yeah.
That is one of the best RPG stories ever made.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much of that I played that.
Yeah, you're just at the very beginning. You literally, because I can tell because of your trophies. You created your character and went halfway through the tutorial. Yep, halfway through the tutorial. But yeah, but that story is so amazing. So amazing.
So what game's that?
Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning. So it was actually, the story is written by R.A. Salvatore and Ed Greenwood.
Is that the like the Sword Art Robin Hood type thing? Okay.
No, no. So with this one, it's very medieval fantasy, like high fantasy. Like you could be an elf. But yeah, the thing is if you don't know those two authors, the ones that wrote the story for the game, they both have a lot of fame in Dungeons and Dragons Forgotten Realms novels as well as other novels. R.A. Salvatore is the author that wrote the Dark Elf trilogy, if you've ever heard of the character Drizzt Do'Urden.
No.
It's the famous Dark Elf with twin swords. It's anybody who's a huge fan of like D&D style novels knows Drizzt. He's also appeared in several video games, but he's originally from the novels. And then Ed Greenwood actually wrote Forgotten Realms itself, like the whole campaign setting and all that.
Oh, right. The lawn mowing one's crap though. It's awful. Fuck. Farming Simulator sounds like a shit game. It's one of them. It's a game I thought I'd never play, but I've got the new one, but I ain't played that yet. It's a It depends how many people you're playing. If you're playing it on your own, it can take hours and hours to do stuff, but it just depends who you've got. You got to have the right people when you play that.
Farming Sim 2011 all the way up to 22.
Elite is logging in, by the way. I'm getting on. So Shikari is teaching Sally how to use a controller with.
She deleted it.
I see.
Oh, sit. Talk about sit for Sims 4.
That one bit the dust.
Yeah. Sims 4 is not. That's not what I would teach somebody to play a game on.
I didn't even know how to fucking play it.
Yeah.
I was teaching myself as well as teaching her. It was just.
Yeah, and it's
nah.
so. Honestly, Sims 4 should not be played on a console. Period.
No.
It was. The only reason it came to console is because Maxim went out of business and Sony bought the rights, and then did nothing with the franchise because they realized it was not going to fly on console. Yeah, so I mean, well, no, so that's the thing. Nobody is.
think this is option button.
At this point, it's just ported. The entire franchise is completely shut down. There is no more development.
Yeah.
It's just like after that, some of the employees from Maxim got hired by this other company, and they went on to make first Cities XL, then the latter version City Skylines, and ended up making a better city sim than SimCity ever was. Yeah. You know what I liked it to an extent, like limited time. Now, but City Skylines I really like, because that you really get to shape the city and like you get to really design the city then and like really take control. Not the SimCity was kind of like arcadey city management. Very, very, yeah. Right down to making putting bends in roads and highways, planting trees on sidewalks, and and don't even get me started into my mod set of 3,000 mods that I've installed. No. They don't have City Skylines on console as far as I know. They might, I don't know, but now I do. Last I'd known it wasn't on console, but it's been a few years. I would never want to play it on a console unless I had the keyboard and mouse for the PlayStation. Like, there's too much fine control of placing stuff you gotta do with that game.
Put me in the party that was already playing.
Alright. But yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm actually at odds at the moment with the situation that we ended up having in the Discord. And our Discord had drama. The funny thing is nothing was said to him about it at all. The entire statement was something that was like, it was actually a non-biased statement that he commented on. It's just literal fact, no, this is right, this is wrong, this is that, none of that. And the big one, though, is when he tried to say, I don't have what the doctor diagnosed me with, it's just because of my lifestyle. I'm like, what? You fucking stupid. Oh no, there was some private discussion too. That is exactly what he meant there. That is exactly what he meant there. You know, and it's like apparently, like, he was wanting to call me out on my long COVID diagnosis anyways, because he wanted to say that he was actually going to just call me out on saying I have a fake disease, and I'm like, that's not fake, dude.
I had long COVID, so I know it's real.
Yeah, I've got the cognitive version right now. My doctor literally told me I need to play things like Elite and stuff like that in order to keep from going dumb until it passes.
Yeah, it's not nice, long COVID.
No, not at all.
When I first, because I've had it twice, COVID. But when the first time I had it was the worst. Like.
Yeah, I'm ready enough. I just seen it.
Yeah, I had it back in January of 2020, and then I had it, again January 2021. But the thing is, you know, and it was horrible both times. Like both times, it was worryingly horrible.
Yeah.
You know, I'm wondering if I'm going to have to, you know, when I should possibly talk about going to the hospital and so, you know, man, it's not fun. It's not good. But the thing is here we have Black Fury. You know, I mean, he literally pops in every once in a while for 5 minutes to say he'll be on in an hour, and then doesn't get back on for like a month or two. Not even to say anything. He doesn't jump in any of the conversations in Discord, like not the fun ones or elite ones. And the first thing he starts saying in Discord after how long of him not having a conversation was to start an argument. That's the part that's the part that I'm actually pissed about. Like, you know, I mean, you can't help stupid, but but at the same time, there's also rude, and you can't help that. Phantasma, move. Win. Move so I can lay down. Thank you. Oh, I need to bring this to you. But yeah, that's the thing I'm like actually, you know, like actually mad about. The rest, it's just, you know, sorry you're from an undereducated part of the country. That's literally my opinion on that. But you know, and the other thing that was weird, it's like he's trying to accuse me of being like a left-winger or a Democrat. Like I'm neither. I'm an independent. I was considered right in the center, the middle ground between all four aspects of politics: liberal, conservative, authoritarian, and libertarian. I was the middle ground. I'm a humanist. I follow humanism. I have my whole life. It is a middle ground, or at least it was. The only reason we're considered left wing now is because the right wing moved the goalposts so far to the right that if you say anything that isn't their agenda, you are just a piece of shit. So it's like, you know, at this point, all the people that were center ground, the vast majority of them are shifting left because nobody wants to go down the tin hat conspiracy theory rabbit hole.
Really?
Where in where in the country are you? That would be why.
Fucking them people.
Unless you were in Asheville. Yeah. Well, it's gotten to the point where you know, yeah, it's super polarizing, but the things that people are most polarized about have been the racism, the COVID disinformation, the climate denial. You know, these are all things that these aren't points of view. This is one side is claiming science isn't real. I mean, like, See that's where I start getting getting pissed is when science is claimed as not real, history is claimed as not real. It's like what? So it's like it's there's also a very sharp divide in intellect.
Oh, I'm back now.
Welcome back, Jay.
Because you have one side praising science and knowledge, and you have the other side going and just following whatever random shit Tucker Carlson said.
MPV just fucking killed me.
But yeah, anyways.
They shoot and punch, don't they?
Anyways, I I see it in both sides, but the thing is which type of intellect is flocks to which side. Scientists don't flock to the right at all. Like they don't. They don't flock to the left either, because true science is in the middle. But the thing is where the right wing gets its intellect is basically in its shysters and its businessmen and its financiers. They know how to cheat the system. They know how to get away with everything they want, and that's where their intellect is. And that's not just an American thing.
Festival 5-day adult camping tickets for sale.
That's worldwide. That's worldwide.
They're from the 8th of June until the 12th. I've had no luck selling them, so I've decided to give them away to a lucky person.
then they go and ignore science because they want to stay with the right wing.
Someone would have brought them that.
Even if you have the intellect, if you then use it, if you then blatantly turn away from it, I think that's even worse. I think it's worse to turn away from intelligence once you have it than to just not have it.
I have worked to come and fuck off. I would have fucking off. I would have quit work, went to there, and got a new job.
Well. I mean, yeah, there is generalization in that, but I'm talking about, I mean, in the general, because I mean, there's always exceptions. There's always exceptions. There's always individual circles of people as well that they side with right wing because of this, and this, even though they don't like this, and that. There's also those too. They're out there, they exist. But the thing is ultimately the ones you have to the ones you have to actually look at are the mass throng of people being really loud, because that's what's going to cause something to happen. And that's where you have one side being really loud pro-science, the other side being really loud anti-science, and it's really dumb. And it's also very obvious that one side, and I'm not even, as I said, I'm not talking about just America. I don't care which country you're in, this is happening right now. Every single country has this problem, and it's gotten worse and worse over the last 5 years.
What game you on, Jay?
But
Gran Turismo. Oh, you like that? Yeah. Come here.
Alright, okay.
However, I am now ready to go flying. I think we've had enough political talk for one year. I hate how much that stuff happens. Oh no. Oh, actually, there's one more thing I have to say, because it was hilarious and it happened today while I was at the store after the argument with Fury. I went to the store to get smokes, and so the store here, it's in this little plaza that's part of the neighborhood that is owned by the apartments. It's all one property, the whole neighborhood. But so we have our own little strip mall, and we have has a supermarket and whatnot. But one of the things it has there is a marijuana dispensary. And there was a group of people out front with picket signs protesting the dispensary. They all came up from Houston, Holy Cross, in Texas. We're all wearing American flag shirts proclaiming marijuana makes people get abortions and all sorts of shit like that. And I managed to chase them off by thinking that I was by making them think I was cursing them with witchcraft. In truth, I was just spewing massive amounts of insults. I was cursing at them in ancient Egyptian. Saying things like, you should have been swallowed. But they thought I was cursing them. I intentionally did that. And they left. But yeah, apparently like the entire Holy Cross Church from Houston came up to San Francisco to protest weed and abortions at the same time. I don't know. Yeah, I looked it up. It's a small church. It's out on it's on the edge of Houston. It's congregation maybe 50. Right? It's like, what are you doing? Don't come here. From what I hear, one of their groups did it in front of the wrong damn dispensary. They did it up on They did it up at the dispensary on in the Lower Haight-Ashbury, where all the gutter punks are, and hippies, and all the Haight Street crowd, and they don't take kindly to that stuff. So yeah, I actually found that out just a little bit ago on Messenger. Because I had mentioned it to somebody that was over on the Haight, and they were like, "Oh, that shit just happened." But apparently they handled it a little differently than me. See, I scared the group that was over here. That group's on the way to the hospital. They got their asses beat, bones broken. Like, get your trash off our street. It's literally walking into an area that's Hell's Angels is one of the groups that's over there. Go protest, and actually the owner of that dispensary is a Hell's Angel as well. So it's like, yeah, don't go protesting out, but don't go protesting in San Francisco against what San Franciscans want. You're going to get cursed at in ancient Egyptian. You're going to get your ass beat. I'm sure things are happening to the other groups because they apparently spread out all over the city. But yeah, it's like, yeah, that's just stupid. People, man. People. I love individuals. I can't stand people. Once you get enough people together that they are people, it's all bad. I thought I heard you coming up on the pad. Wing invites in.
No, I'm playing with my stepdaughter at the minute. That sounded so wrong.
Excuse me? Oh dear.
Wow, that come out wrong.
Hey, that technically isn't inaccurate. that isn't inaccurate. Now. Yeah, that's not inaccurate. All right, so let's see. 116 is next. Yeah, I'm thinking we'll send another expedition out here once we have a second carrier. But after this Boxel is done, that's when we're probably going to head to the Blahape Nebula. Spend maybe a week exploring that. And then we'll go from there home. And if either you or Shikari, since you guys have been the only ones active with the expedition, if you look at the course between here and home, anything within 1,000 light years of that path, pretty much. If there's something you want to see or something you want to check out on the way, like look through the galaxy map and like come up with like maybe 1 or 2 suggestions each. Alright. Launching.
Be careful if the copy is not.
Okay. 1 jump for me. Yeah, so with the C-Class, what I would actually recommend is, so you know how we've been seeing how, for the most part, people have just not even bothered mapping the Braintree planets? With the C-Class, I would do that and just make sure to look just for the ruins. Same with B. And of course any actual specials, but I wouldn't even bother with just terraformable in one of those. $116 is empty, by the way. I think 2. How far is that one? Yeah, there's a second star at 37,000 light seconds. This voxel goes up to 206. So you might want to just change your course to 117, maybe.
No, that was a shot and a half.
Okay. Anything worth mapping? So this is going to be 2 jumps for me. So it's probably going to be 2 jumps for you.
Yeah, until we got there. Yeah.
Oh no, we are still in the D class, but B and C we're not, because there's too many systems in B and C where you're gonna end up spending a bunch of time FSSing as it is, because they like B and C ends up with large numbers of bodies oftentimes. And often, like you'll run across a bunch where you have to fly all over the place to get close enough to all the rocky bodies.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, get over it! Fucking hell!
She popped.
Huh?
Nothing.
Just don't mention air.
He keeps having crises about her hair colour. Oh, we've got to go to the shops tomorrow to buy some more flipping hair dye.
Joking.
Hey, round 23. I don't know why she asks me, because she's only got a good moan about it, mate.
I have 27 bodies in this system, so I have to scan them down, see if there's anything worth flying to.
In the system I'm in at the minute, when I get to it again,
I'm in the middle system.
I've got 7 bodies with brain trees.
Possibly. I'm seeing a lot of rocky bodies here. Rocky body, high metal content. I haven't finished FSSing the system yet. Oh god, this one's gonna have flying involved. Yeah, I'll definitely need help with this. Three stars, planets around all 3 stars. Furthest stuff's out at like 138 to 139,000. There's a landable metal rich body at 10.8 light seconds. We're finding the scan on it now. Got biologicals on the metal rich. Yeah, not landing. Okay, the first gas giant has to be flown to. If you want to get a map on that metal rich, I'll fly close to that other one, and then we'll start heading out to the other one, to the other stars. Thankfully, there's nothing in between me and that gas giant to create gravity. It's not often I can fly a straight line. I oftentimes wonder why people just point at the destination and fly straight.
I ran right into a building where someone shot me with a shotgun. Really? Go frick yourself.
But yeah, they're just yeah, I always see people just flying straight lines to planets and stations and stuff all the time. I'm like, but you get there in like half the time if you like swing way out. You've seen me do it. Which is the weird part, because it literally tells you it in the tutorial. It's like part of the tutorial. I've done it. I've watched a tutorial played about 7 times and did it 2 times all this year. It's in there. Huh? Yeah. I I actually just finished passing it. Oh, I wasn't gonna bother with the gas giants. I only do that if I'm actually stopping by one of the moons, and I just flew past it and there's nothing here. All right, I'll head towards the third. How fast are you going at the moment? The moment I turn my nose towards towards that star, boom! I was already going 80.
What's Sally playing now, John?
I think they're playing Fortnite.
Oh, it was,
What?
I see you out my starboard window. And now you disappeared.
Don't worry, Soph, I had your back.
I'll do this
Behind
race.
us.
I'll do this race, John, and I'll jump in.
So I'm definitely a big fan of the gambits in Destiny 2. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh shit! What was that?
Oh yeah. Invading, dropping blockers, all sorts of stuff. Oh yeah.
What the fuck was that?
My first round was poop and I couldn't figure out what to do. The second round, I figured out the bit about like how to drop the what are they called? The things that you get. The mod, starts with M, I think. But yeah, or moats. That's what they're called. But yeah, I figured out where to drop the moats to send blockers to the other side, and from then on it was on. In fact, of the 25 matches I've played, I have one loss. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Much like every other online game of of that type of setup, like DCUO is like that too. They have the weekly and daily lockouts, and it only locks you out of the rewards, but yeah. Well, I should say it only actually locks you out of the material or the item the item rewards in DCUO. You still get marks. So yeah, you can still farm marks, and that's a good thing. I miss playing DCUO, but I can't get back on that unless I have actual friends to play with me with it, because I don't want to get involved in other groups when I've got my own group that's becoming multi-game as we speak. Have you ever played it? It's weird when you first start. You're you have this like this is kind of cheesy feel, and the story is always cheesy because you know that's the way it is. But the interesting thing is as you play through it, you realize, wow, there's actually a lot you can do with this, even though it seems way simpler than it really is. Like, it's interesting. It's actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and there's so many different ways you can play your character. Like, and it's funny because everybody will scream about meta this and meta that, but nobody can actually agree on what the hell a meta is in the game. It's not like, but it's because everybody always wants to find the meta for some strange reason. I don't understand it. But the thing is there's so many different ways you can do it that there just isn't a meta. And like, so this one group I was in, I had said that to, and they were like, well, that's not true. This is a game. All online games have a meta. And I'm like, really? I said, well, I'm a Green Lantern controller, and I am about to DPS tank the hell out of this bounty by myself. 8-person bounty, mind you. And they sat on a rooftop and watched me take on an 8-person high CR bounty by myself.
You can have that done. Don't like it.
Using a controller, which most people view controllers as only having a place in keeping everybody else's power up so they can use their abilities. I'm like, no, I'm domination spec. That's why I just stunned a boss. Nobody knows you can stun bosses. Like, it's one of those where that's actually the game that I had first come up with the idea of applying like the way I play to other games and see if I can get other people to learn it and see how well it works. And it's been effective in every game I've tried that on. Like, very effective. You know, kind of like with Elite. I mean, you've seen what I'm talking about on Elite.
Oh wow!
Now, I don't see that being as much a thing with like Destiny 2. That's not going to be something that I can work out in the same way that I work out other games, because it's very succinct. You have this, it does this. Interestingly enough, a bunch of people were trying to tell me that glaives suck, and yet I got more kills than them. So I don't know. I don't think glaives suck.
here again.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, nothing over here either. That's... Nah, it's a terraformable in a sea.
When you're on, Jay, I'll invite you to the party.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll just do
I'm
this.
in
I've
hyper...
really finished this race
Yeah,
now.
I'm in hyperspace.
Right, okay.
17 bodies. I'm pulling away from the star still. Oh, we might end up with a long trip. The B star is at 319,000 light seconds. And there's a water world out there. Yeah, go ahead and start out there.
Years ago, Sally.
Yeah, no problem. It's gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be like what, 15, 20? Yeah. Yeah. Did you hear that one, guys? I don't know if you all were paying attention to this set. We've got like a 15 to 20 minute trip in Super Cruise to go out and scan a water world.
Wow.
There might be more out there. I don't know. I just know that the water world was the first thing I scanned, and that was its distance. So Shrek's heading out there while I'm doing the FSS scan on the system, so we can kill two birds with one stone.
Jeez, I might do that tournament, John, with this Scott. Let's see where I
need to
am.
get back on that game. I've got a couple of games. What I want now. I've got Horizon Dawn that I want to play, and Cyberpunk. What I got today.
Now, yeah, do Cyberpunk first. There's so many cool things I'd love to be able to chat with you about the story about. But I don't give straight on spoilers. That's why like every time you watched me when I streamed, I was streaming side missions, not main story.
It just gives me an insight of Shadowrun as well, so that's why I'm getting it.
To a certain extent, yeah, it does. But I mean, honestly, it's an amazing game with an amazing story. When you first get in, I'm gonna take a picture of. I'll have to load it in, but I need to take a picture of my settings. And there's certain settings I'm going to have you set on your game that will make driving a million times easier. Like them
Right,
adding
okay.
they added these settings to help players be able to actually drive without just crashing into everything. Like you'd be driving a straight line crash, but so yeah, it's but yeah, I'll send you a copy of the settings.